not even gonna go into that whole thing, but I mean, seriously guys, like, can I just eat some food? Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Gretchen from Gretchen's Vegan Bakery, and today I have another new recipe for you for my new series here on my channel, How to Cook Vegan for Beginners. If you didn't already know, a couple months ago I started up a new series here on my channel where I'm sharing with you my very basic beginner's recipes that I used when I started my transition to a whole foods plant-based diet. Got a lot of requests from people asking me, where do I start when it comes to food? I want to go vegan and I just don't really even know what to eat. Well, I was in the same boat as you, and so like I said, these are very basic recipes, but they're so tasty and delicious, and they're just really easy. That's what I'm saying. Beginner's recipes. I don't claim to be a professional food chef. Baking is definitely my thing, but I do eat food, and I do eat really delicious food, so I want to share those recipes with you. One of my favorite meals from before I even transitioned to vegan was chicken parmesan. I love American Italian food, and so I was missing out on that, but not anymore. So I'm going to show you my recipe for how to make chicken cutlets, and it's basically how to make your own seitan. Now, I am saying beginner's recipe, and so for some of you who don't really even cook at all, this may be a little bit more advanced, so I'm going to show you two different ways to do this. One is a very easy way to do it by simply picking up some Gardein chicken patties, and I'm not trying to be really an advocate for the processed food, because let's face it, processed food, whether it's vegan or not, it's not really the healthiest for you, but I do really love this brand. This is all non-GMO products here, and it really is quite delicious. So if you don't want to get into making the recipe for seitan, I totally get it. It is just, it's not like it's hard, it's still an easy recipe, but it just comes down to time and how much time you actually want to spend on making this dish. So easy route is to go ahead and pick up some Gardein in your freezer section. I'm not being paid by this company. It might seem like I am. I just really do love their products. But again, it's processed food, so I don't try to eat it too much. But if you are transitioning, I think it's a really great product to kind of help you over the hump. Because let's face it, if it's not going to be easy, familiar, tasty food, you're probably not going to stick to it. And I think Gardein does a really great job of giving us easy, tasty, familiar food. So if you do want to go ahead and try your hand at making your own seitan, all you'll need is some vital wheat gluten. Now, let me tell you, this is packed with protein, you guys. Like, so if anybody's out there thinking you can't get protein from plants, think again. This stuff is like protein punch right here. So if you're worried about getting protein on a plant-based diet, trust me, there are definitely ways to do that. So we're going to go ahead and do the seitan recipe first and make our chicken cutlets and then transform it into chicken parmesan. And then I'm going to show you how to quickly cook up some of these Gardein cutlets, and you could really do it either way you want to do it. So let's get started. Check this out.
All right, here we go. I realized I forgot to buy some tomato sauce, so bonus homemade sauce recipe. It's nothing difficult. I just throw a bunch of spices, parsley, basil, onions, garlic, and even some carrots into a can of crushed tomatoes. Salt and pepper, and even a pinch of sugar. And just let that simmer on low the entire time we make the seitan. And for that, you will need some chickpeas, vital wheat gluten, salt, olive oil, all the spices, paprika, Italian seasoning, thyme, and sage, vegetable stock, breadcrumbs, garlic, and soy. Get the chickpeas and garlic to the food processor and process until it's mashed, no longer chunky. You're not making hummus, so don't get it too pureed. Kinda like this. Now you can do the rest of this by hand, but I am super lazy and I like to just throw everything into my mixer and let it go. Mix it for about 3 minutes or until it starts to develop that vital wheat gluten like you see here. Now take it out and knead it a few times on the table to really get that gluten going. Cut it into 8 fairly equal-sized pieces and then knead each piece slightly in your hand while forming it into a cutlet. I'm just setting mine up on a plate with some flour. As you see, each patty is no more than a 1/4 inch thick. The thinner they are, this will keep them nice and crispy when they cook. If you have an air fryer, it is a really great alternative to pan frying. Super crispy cutlets with no added fat. So if you have one, definitely try that route. I love, love, love air frying. So whether you are using your air fryer or pan frying, you will want to bread your lightly floured cutlets. I have a mixture of panko breadcrumbs, vegan Parmesan cheese, parsley, garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. But first, they go into a soy milk bath. Now for the air fryer, I do add a tablespoon of oil to the soy milk, as I have found a tiny bit of oil really helps in air frying. But if you are pan frying, you do not have to add the oil, since the oil will be in the frying pan. Coat the cutlets in the breading mixture and then either saute in a bit of olive oil or air fry. You can also bake these in the oven. Okay, so by now your sauce is ready, and I just take a stick blender to it to puree it down. Season it up with salt and pepper to taste, and even a bit more sugar if needed. Now to top those crispy cutlets with the sauce and cheese. The many things I love about air fryer is that you can pretty much do everything in it. I even top it with the sauce and cheese in the basket and then pop them back in for another 10 minutes to melt. So for the saute pan method, you will need a few tablespoons of oil to fry them. I did a few without the breading to see how they would crisp up with just the flour, and it did get slightly crispy, but not like the breaded version. Cook them for about 4 minutes on each side until they are golden and getting nice and caramelized. And you can do all of this in the oven if you prefer not to saute, or if you don't have an air fryer. Just bake the breaded cutlets on a baking tray in a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 35 minutes, and that should do it. Then just transfer them to a baking dish with some sauce in the bottom, top with more sauce and cheese, and bake until the cheese is melted and bubbly. Now all you do is serve it with some pasta of your choice, and I'm definitely a fan of brown rice pasta, some vegan Parmesan cheese, and it just wouldn't be a Gretchen's Vegan Bakery How to Cook for Beginners recipe without my infamous parsley that I know you all love. Oh my god, I'm unsubscribing!
It's really good. Okay, so I didn't make the Gardein version because I got tired, and honestly, how much chicken Parmesan can I eat? So really, I mean, super simple. If you guys can't read the back of the package, then I think you have a bit more problems than just going vegan. And it's the same method. You'll just take those frozen Gardein chicken scallopinis and fry them up and do the same thing with the sauce and the cheese and then bake them. Now, they also do have a turkey cutlet, which is a breaded cutlet that's actually really crispy when you bake it. So even though it's not chicken, and I know I always have to keep saying chicken because like people freak out if you actually call your food chicken and it's not chicken anymore. I'm not even gonna go into that whole thing, but I mean, seriously guys, like can I just eat some food? So this is chickenless Parmesan, and I know you guys are really gonna love this recipe, so whether you make your own seitan or you decide to take the easy way out and get the frozen processed products, just don't make a habit out of it. I mean, in the beginning when you're transitioning, I totally get it, and you're going to want to do that for a quick, easy fix, and they are very delicious. As you get more advanced in your vegan cooking, you may want to try this recipe for homemade seitan chicken cutlets. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.